Vamos. Uno, dos, tres.
In the summer of 2009, Cristiano Ronaldo shook the football landscape when he made a world record-breaking transfer to Real Madrid. Over the next decade with this club, he would go on to win 2 La Liga trophies, 4 Champions Leagues, 4 Ballon d'Ors, and a bevy of other achievements. But what if Sir Alex Ferguson had convinced him to stay at Manchester United and cement himself as the greatest Premier League player of all time? As you're about to see, everything would change. The 2009 summer transfers are headlined by a move from Frank Ribery from Bayern Munich to Real Madrid. Initially, Arjen Robben had stated that if the club brought in a winger, he would depart, so Bayern and Real orchestrated a swap deal involving the two players and 40 million euros. To replace Ribery's void, Bayern swoop Elia from Hamburg for 11 million. Elsewhere, João Moutinho goes from Sporting to Manchester United because of the Ronaldo influence. Xabi Alonso, Carlos Tevez, Zlatan Ibrahimovic, Kaká, Schneider, Milito and Lucio all complete the moves they originally made. The 2009-10 season sees a lot of changes. In a game at Old Trafford that Chelsea had initially won 2-1, Ronaldo makes the difference, scoring a cross-post goal against Petr Cech to make it 2-2. This has a monumental change in the standings, with Manchester United winning the Premier League with 88 points to Chelsea's 84. The Champions League sees an improved United and a weakened Bayern Munich clash in the quarter-final, where United take the tie in aggregate 4-2. They advance to the final before ultimately losing to Jose Mourinho's treble-winning Inter. The rest of Europe's major 5 leagues see little to no changes, with the gap between Barcelona and Real Madrid increasing in La Liga. In the Europa League, Atletico Madrid still defeat Fulham in the final. The 2010 summer transfer window sees little changes, but Real Madrid pick up David Luiz from Benfica for 25 million rather than Ricardo Carvalho. The 2010-11 season sees Cristiano Ronaldo once again set his stamp on the Premier League, with a determined Chelsea winning 2 games they had previously lost and losing the title by only 3 points. With Ribery failing to replicate the goal output by Cristiano Ronaldo, Real Madrid fall farther behind in the title race, losing to Barcelona by 7 points. The Bundesliga, Serie A, and Ligue 1 remain relatively similar. On top of winning La Liga, Lionel Messi nets home a 118th minute winner to secure the Copa del Rey trophy, a game in which Cristiano Ronaldo had initially made the difference to take home a 1-0 win. The Champions League sees little changes, with Barcelona still edging Manchester United 2-1 in the final, with Messi securing Barcelona the treble in an extra time win. In the Europa League, despite the absence of João Moutinho, Porto still beat Braga in the final. The 2011 summer transfer sees Real Madrid take the market by storm, first signing Sergio Aguero from Atletico Madrid for 43 million euros. They also signed Emmanuel Adebayor, who they had had on loan the previous year. In order to fill Adebayor's goal void, Tottenham elect to sign Romelu Lukaku and snag him from Chelsea for the price of 17 million euros. Edison Cavani replaces Aguero's void in Manchester City, signing from Napoli for 50 million, and Higuain, upset at the amount of strikers being brought into the club, goes to Napoli for 45 million. Radamel Falcao still goes from Porto to Atletico Madrid, Alexis Sanchez also goes to Barcelona, and Ashley Young goes from Aston Villa to Liverpool rather than Manchester United because of Ronaldo's presence. With Cesc Fabregas still going from Arsenal to Barcelona for 40 million, Real Madrid decide to make the biggest move of the summer transfer window, signing Neymar from Santos for 55 million a year before Barcelona had originally picked him up. 2011-12 season sees Manchester United continue their dominance on the Premier League, establishing them as one of the best teams ever. Ronaldo's 30 goals fuels them to the title. Initially, Sergio Aguero's late winner versus QPR had won Manchester City the title, but now that he plays in Real Madrid, it opens the gate for Manchester United to win yet another Premier League title. In La Liga, Real Madrid's lethal counterattack headed by Neymar, Aguero, Di Maria, Ozil, Ribery, and Benzema takes them to a first-place finish, finishing 12 points above Barcelona. They win a game against Malaga that they had previously drawn, which means Atletico Madrid get the 4th and final Champions League spot. Once again, the Bundesliga, Serie A, and Ligue 1 remain relatively unchanged. Real Madrid's dominance transfers over to the Copa del Rey, where they beat Atletico Bilbao in the final, a competition in which they had previously lost in the quarterfinal to Barcelona. In the Champions League, Real Madrid assert their dominance and take Europe by storm, beating a weakened Bayern Munich in the semi-final 3-2. They then beat Chelsea in the final 2-1, securing Jose Mourinho's second treble in just 3 years. Once again in the Europa League, little changes, as Atletico Madrid still beat Athletic Bilbao 3-0 in the final. With Manchester City falling just short of the Premier League title, they decide to go all in and snag Eden Hazard from Lille for 45 million, away from Chelsea. To replace the loss of Hazard, Chelsea decide to buy Hulk from Porto, as well as not loading out KDB. With Neymar at Real Madrid, Barcelona are the ones to buy Gareth Bale and snag him for the price of 90 million. Robin van Persie, Thiago Silva, Zlatan Ibrahimovic, Xavi Martinez, and Ezequiel Lavezzi still go to their original clubs, and Dimitar Berbatov goes to Bayern Munich after the signing of RVP. The 2012-13 season sees Manchester United's half-decade of dominance finally come to an end, behind Manchester City's dominant attacking duo of Edinson Cavani and Premier League Player of the Year Eden Hazard. Despite Real Madrid being more competitive in La Liga, they still fall to the Messi-led Barcelona. Again, the Bundesliga, Serie A, and Ligue 1 remain relatively unchanged. Despite being weakened by the loss of Frank Ribery, Bayern Munich still win the 2012-13 Champions League, this time on penalties against Borussia Dortmund. With the loss of Eden Hazard, Chelsea end up losing their group to Lazio, which shuffles the bracket for the round of 32 in the Europa League. This means that Tottenham now have an easier road to the final and end up getting there but losing to Benfica 1-0, who still win the Europa League. The 2013 summer transfer window sees little changes on the player side, with Alvaro Negredo going from Sevilla to Everton rather than Manchester City. Managerially, Sir Alex Ferguson, angry at the fact that his club didn't win the Premier League the previous season, decides to stay for one more season in hopes of capturing a final Premier League trophy. The 2013-14 season sees Manchester United once again capture the Premier League trophy over Manchester City by just 2 points. Liverpool slide from the 2 spot to the 3 spot, Chelsea slide from the 3 spot to the 4 spot, and Arsenal slide away from the Champions League and play Europa League football in the 2014-15 season. Everton, feeling the loss of their striker Romelu Lukaku, drop out of European football entirely to the 7th position. Behind their dominant front three of Bale, Sanchez, and Messi, Barcelona are able to once again capture the La Liga title, stealing it away from Atletico Madrid. The increased attacking power of Real Madrid are able to secure them second place, but still fall a point short. In the Bundesliga, Serie A, and Ligue 1, still nothing changes. In the 2013 Copa del Rey final, an inspired performance from Gareth Bale sees him net an 80th minute winner in a 2-1 Barcelona win, securing them the double. The 2013-14 Champions League sees Manchester United defeat Bayern Munich in the quarterfinal before ultimately losing to Real Madrid. Neymar bursts onto the scene of European football and scores a tournament-high 13 goals en route to a Real Madrid win in the final against Atletico Madrid 2-1, securing Real Madrid's 11th Champions League. Behind Lukaku's goal presence, Tottenham ride all the way to the semi-finals of the 2013 Europa League before ultimately losing to Juventus, who go on to win the trophy, dethroning Sevilla. The 2014 summer transfer window sees little but very monumental changes. To start, Luis Suarez goes from Liverpool to Barcelona. Liverpool, in need of someone who can bag them goals, and with Bale's presence at Barcelona, orchestrate a swap deal involving Suarez, Sanchez, and 55 million. Jackson Martinez is the one to go from Porto to Arsenal rather than Sanchez. Angel Di Maria, James Rodriguez, Diego Costa, Lecco Mangala, Andre Herrera, Luke Shaw, Cesc Fabregas still complete their original moves. With Sir Alex Ferguson retiring, Ronaldo decides it's best to leave Manchester United, and he decides to go to PSG for a world record transfer fee of 205 million. The 2014-15 season sees monumental changes, specifically in the Premier League. With the gain of Eden Hazard to Manchester City, they are the ones to reclaim the trophy. Chelsea finished second, 5 points behind them. Lukaku's fantastic campaign sees Tottenham finish third, and Alexis Sanchez's goal presence in Liverpool sees them grab the 4th and final Champions League spot. This means that Arsenal, Manchester United, and Southampton are the ones to play European football in the Europa League. With Eden Hazard and Manchester City, Chelsea decide to keep Kevin De Bruyne for the 2014 season. This means that Wolfsburg drop from 2nd to 4th, most notably losing a game against Borussia Dortmund that takes them to 5th place in the Bundesliga. In La Liga, Ligue 1, and the Serie A, results remain unchanged, with Barcelona, Paris Saint-Germain, and Juventus still winning the trophies. With the previous season's results causing a shuffled bracket in the 2014 Champions League, it is Paris Saint-Germain that make a run to the semi-final, ultimately losing to Bayern Munich. Barcelona go on to beat Juventus in the semi-final rather than the final, and defeat Bayern Munich in the final 1-0. In the Europa League, Arsenal make a deep run to the semi-final before ultimately losing to Sevilla, with Unai Emery's side going on to once again win the Europa League. The 2015 summer transfer window sees Raheem Sterling go from Liverpool to Real Madrid rather than Manchester City. Memphis Depay still goes to Manchester United, Angel Di Maria still goes to PSG, and Karim Benzema goes from Real Madrid to Arsenal for €62 million. Christian Benteke, Roberto Firmino, Morgan Schneiderlin, and Arda Turan still complete their original moves. Jackson Martinez still goes to Atletico Madrid, but at a fraction of the price. The 2015-16 season still sees Leicester City shock the world, with Tottenham finishing second rather than third because of a deadly duo of Lukaku and Harry Kane. In La Liga, Real Madrid ride their dominant front three of Neymar, Aguero, and Sterling to a La Liga title rather than Barcelona. Ligue 1, Serie A, and the Bundesliga still remain relatively unchanged. The Champions League sees Cristiano Ronaldo take the competition by storm, scoring a record 18 goals. Paris Saint-Germain go through Roma, Liverpool, Real Madrid, and finally Atletico Madrid on penalties in the final. With Liverpool being in the Champions League, it's Arsenal who take their spot, but ultimately lose to Borussia Dortmund in the quarterfinal, who go on to beat Villarreal in the semi-final before losing to Sevilla on penalties, who capture yet another Europa League under Unai Emery. The 2016 summer transfer window still sees N'Golo Kante, Zlatan Ibrahimovic, and Paul Pogba go to their original destinations. Sadio Mane decides to join forces with Cristiano Ronaldo and PSG, creating a deadly duo. Riyad Mahrez goes from Leicester City to Chelsea with the departure of Hulk. Higuain still goes to Juventus, and John Stones, Alex Teixeira, and Leroy Sané still make their original moves. The 2016-17 season sees Chelsea take the Premier League by storm, behind their dominant midfield of Kevin De Bruyne and N'Golo Kante. The league is more top-heavy, with Tottenham having 88 points, Manchester City having 84, and Liverpool finishing in the fourth and final Champions League spot. The 2016 La Liga campaign sees Real Madrid capture back-to-back titles, over Barcelona by just 3 points. Atletico Madrid and Sevilla grab the other 2 Champions League spots, with Villarreal, Real Sociedad, and Athletic Bilbao qualifying for the Europa League. In Ligue 1, Cristiano Ronaldo and Sadio Mane take the league by storm, finishing over Monaco by 3 points and capturing the title. The Serie A and the Bundesliga still remain relatively unchanged. The 2016 Champions League sees Paris Saint-Germain and Barcelona still clash, but this time in the second round. Ronaldo scores the 5th goal to make it 5-0, and Barcelona are ultimately not able to do enough in the second leg to come back. PSG ride this wave of momentum all the way to the final, before ultimately losing to Neymar and Real Madrid. The Europa League remains relatively unchanged, with Manchester United still capturing the trophy under Jose Mourinho. The 2017 summer transfer window sees a big difference in terms of the lack of transfers, with Neymar, Lukaku, and Matuidi electing to stay at their original clubs. Kylian Mbappe decides to join Cristiano Ronaldo and Sadio Mane at PSG, with Leonardo Bonucci, Nemanja Matic, Mohamed Salah, Ousmane Dembele, Dani Alves, Naby Keita, Alvaro Morata, and Bernardo Silva still completing their original transfers. Alexandre Lacazette decides to go from Lyon to Manchester United because of Benzema's presence at Arsenal. 2017-18 season still sees Pep Guardiola's Manchester City take the league by storm, finishing with 98 points to Manchester United's 79. With Sadio Mane at PSG and Alexis Sanchez unable to replicate his goal output, it's Chelsea that take the 4th and final Champions League spot, with Liverpool dropping to the 5th position. The other 4 major leagues see little to no change, with Barcelona, Paris Saint-Germain, Juventus, and Bayern Munich still capturing the titles. The 2017-18 Champions League sees PSG make their 3rd consecutive final, defeating Real Madrid, Sevilla, and Celtic along the way. Roma and Barcelona meet in the round of 16 rather than the quarterfinal, with Kostas Manolis' memorable goal still happening. Chelsea, behind their dominant midfield, defeat Shakhtar Donetsk, Roma, and Liverpool en route to the final, before ultimately falling 2-0. In the Europa League, Diego Simeone's Atletico Madrid still defeat Arsenal in the semi-final and Marseille in the final, en route to the trophy. The 2018 summer transfer window sees a lot of changes, most notably with Nabil Fekir going from Lyon to Liverpool, who feel that they need more additions in order to achieve Champions League football. Paulo Dybala goes from Juventus to Manchester United for €100 million. Yacine Brahimi goes to Arsenal to help on the wing, and Juventus signed Federico Chiesa from Fiorentina to fill Dybala's void. In the 2018-19 season, Liverpool failed to replicate their outstanding form, meaning that Pep Guardiola's Manchester City cruised to another Premier League title. Chelsea are the ones to finish in second, behind Kevin De Bruyne, N'Golo Kante, Riyad Mahrez, and many more. The rest of Europe's major 4 leagues see little to no change, with once again Barcelona, Paris Saint-Germain, Juventus, and Bayern Munich capturing the titles. In the 2018-19 Champions League, PSG make yet another final behind their electric attack of Mbappe, Ronaldo, and Mane. Ajax, who had previously made a Cinderella run to the semi-final, play Real Madrid in the round of 16, but a hat-trick by Neymar in the second leg is able to capture the tie. With Liverpool's absence from the competition, it is Chelsea that make a run to the semi-final, before ultimately losing to PSG. Real Madrid and PSG meet in the final, where it is Ronaldo who dominates the match and takes home yet another trophy. Behind Nabil Fekir, Alexis Sanchez, Mohamed Salah, and Roberto Firmino, Liverpool ride their wave of attack to the final of the Europa League before beating Arsenal 2-0. Overall, Cristiano Ronaldo's decision to stay in the Premier League has a monumental impact on the football landscape. To start, Manchester United secures 6 consecutive Premier Leagues, with Ronaldo ending up as the second highest scorer ever in the Premier League. Jose Mourinho secures yet another treble, and Real Madrid dominate Europe through their trio of Neymar, Aguero, and Raheem Sterling. Chelsea end up with Kevin De Bruyne, Kante, and Mahrez, and that leads them to a Premier League trophy. Manchester United end with Pogba, Dybala, and Lacazette, securing them a bright future. And PSG have one of the most dominating attacks ever, with Mane, Cristiano Ronaldo, and Kylian Mbappe. Barcelona also end with a dominant trio of Gareth Bale, Luis Suarez, and Lionel Messi. PSG make 4 consecutive Champions Leagues, with Liverpool never taking Europe by storm through the absence of Sadio Mane. In the years since his decision to stay, Cristiano Ronaldo wins 4 Premier League trophies, 5 League One trophies, and 3 Champions Leagues, which makes us really ask the question, what if Cristiano Ronaldo never left Manchester United? Thank you guys so much for watching, and for those of you who have stuck around until the end of the video, if you could like, subscribe, and turn on post notifications, that would be awesome. Thank you so much, and let me know in the comments what other what ifs you guys would like to see. Thanks.